everybody, my name is Paige and welcome to a new reading vlog. Today is the first day of the Historical Romance Readathon and I have been planning to participate because I don't really read many historical romances at all, and I think this is a good way for me to kind of like be forced to read historical romances. Yeah, I'm going to participate, but I almost said no. Like, I've been planning it, but the Mafia Romance Readathon just ended and I so want to keep reading Mafia romances, especially because I started 2 new series and I really want to continue on in those. But I had already planned to do this readathon, so I'm going to try. We'll see if it's successful or not. I'm a mood reader anyway, but here lately I have just been so heavy on mood reading and not really sticking to a strict TBR or anything like that. So we'll see how this goes. In my May TBR video, I had said it was called the Highland Magic, but that's actually what the series is called. The books in it are not, you know, none of them are the Highland Magic. It's just the series. So this is the Highland Magic series by Kerrigan Byrne. And the first book in that series is The Highland Secret, which it's The Highland Secret on Kindle, but Goodreads, I guess she hasn't updated it on Goodreads because it was previously titled as, I think, Unspoken. I think that's what it is. And so on Goodreads, I'm reading a completely different titled book than on Kindle, but it's the same book, it's just the title has been changed. So I am reading this one. It's only like 69 pages. I haven't even started yet. I'm about to have Alexa read it to me while I start some cleaning today. I had to edit my Mafia Romance Readathon video this morning and I've just kind of have not even started reading yet, but I'm about to. But the premise of this book is that he is he's kind of like, I guess, an assassin type of character. He's mute and he kills. And she is a seer. She can see, you know, things that happen, and she sees, I think, his death, and he rescues her. And so yeah, that is pretty much what I know about it. It sounds very intriguing because it kind of sounds like paranormal with historical romance mixed together, and that sounded very intriguing to me. So I'm guessing this is just like a short book that kind of leads into the series, but I figured that I would go ahead and start it and I will let you know what I think about it. Hi everybody, it is the second day of the Historical Romance Readathon and I didn't update too much yesterday. I kind of like introduced the vlog and all that, but I never did let you know what I thought about what I was reading. So I actually got 2 books read yesterday, which is crazy. I cannot believe that I got 2 books read. Granted, the first one was pretty short. It was like 69 pages. And yeah, I had Alexa read that one to me, which was The Highland Secret by Kerrigan Byrne. I ended up rating it 3 stars. It was just okay. I've learned that I don't really like shorter books. I don't get as much out of them. I don't enjoy them as well as longer novels, and I just sometimes there's an exception, but most of the time I don't enjoy them as much because I am looking for that full, you know, written love story, and novellas are just too short for me. But it was okay. Pretty much it was about this the hero is like a berserker, and he has like a side to him that is, you know, just like a killer. He's like a machine that just kills, and he's like a tool they use. And the heroine is a seer, and she can see, you know, like into the future. She can see things that will happen, and she sees him being killed in a battle, and she meets him, and he actually helps protect her from I think she works like at this tavern type of place, and there is some men there that are not treating her well, and so he protects her from those men. And they share a night together, and and then he goes off into battle, and they actually become like fated mates because the berserker side of him accepts her, and so that's like his true mate. So that's basically what it was. It was just okay. And then I picked up an audiobook from Hoopla. It is The Duchess Deal by Tessa. I have heard so many great things about Tessa. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Granted, I do prefer contemporary modern time over historical romance because there is just something that I don't get from historical romance, because I think it's because they were so like centered on like doing, you know, things properly and whatnot, and so the women acted a certain way, the men acted a certain way, and I just prefer modern stories, contemporary stories over historical romance. But this one was so great, and I laughed a lot, actually. The hero in the story is so grumpy. He has come back from war, and he is very badly scarred. And so he's kind of a recluse. He stays to himself, except at night where he goes and terrorizes people. But he is just such a grumpy hero. And the heroine is a seamstress, and she comes to him because she wants payment for a wedding dress she had made for his fiance before they called off the wedding. And she needed to be paid for the dress she made, and he needs a wife because he wants to produce an heir. Because he's a duke. And he proposes to her, you know, this deal. And so they enter into this arranged marriage where she has to give him an heir. And she's also, you know, now I think, like, is it Duchess? I think it is. She has, you know, very well taken care of. And she has a title now and all that. It was so cute seeing them fall in love and her break down his walls, and it was just, there were so many funny moments in this book as well. I just love this one. I rated it 5 stars. I completely adored it. I listened to the whole audiobook yesterday. So I am going to pick up Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin next. I have wanted to read this one for ages now, and so this is a perfect opportunity to read it. Bree actually gifted it to me, the ebook, for my birthday. I just had a birthday back in April, so I am very excited to read it. Today I only took one of my kids to school because the other one is not feeling well, so I'll have him today. But I think we're just gonna take a kind of lazy day and just relax, and I'm gonna try to get some reading done. Hi everybody, today is the 3rd day of the Historical Romance Readathon, and I am still reading Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. I didn't get as much read yesterday as I would have liked. My youngest son was at home yesterday because he just wasn't feeling well, and he had a little bit of a cough, so I just kept him home. And he's also home today. I'm just keeping him home again, just, you know, to be on the safe side. But I did want to update you on what I've read of Sea of Ruin. I am really loving this book. Well, the hero and the heroine are both pirates. And her father was a pirate, and she lost them early on, and she lost both of her parents. And then she decided to kind of like train under this one guy who like took her under his wing. And now she pirates. He's, you know, like captain of her own ship, which her father gave to her. And she is very well known, and everybody's searching for her. They try to capture pirates and basically, you know, put them to death, you know, hang them. And we've seen the hero of the story. His name is Priest, and he has come back into the picture, and they are married. They have been married in the past, so this is kind of like a second chance romance. But she hates him because they had, you know, they were very much deeply in love, and he betrayed her. He cheated on her with another woman, and because he fell in love with another woman, and he says that he loves them both, and she has just never forgiven him for that betrayal. And he shows up. He hid her most treasured possession, which is her father's compass, and so she is keeping him on board her ship. He's purposely hiding the compass so that way he can stay in her life longer, because he wants to have her back, but she's, is like, absolutely not. But right now she just got captured by, I think, like the British Navy, so she's trying to devise a way to escape, and it's very interesting. I'm very looking forward to seeing how this all plays out and how it goes. And she left Priest, on her ship when she was captured, and so because she knew that he would always find her, and I am really looking forward to seeing him come for her and find her and rescue her. If she doesn't rescue herself, she's a really badass heroine. She's definitely, holds her own, and this book is just absolutely delightful. I'm so glad that I'm reading this for the Historical Romance Readathon, because like I've said, I've been wanting to read this for ages, and now I am reading it and I'm loving it. So those are my updates for this morning. I am going to sit here and drink my coffee and read some more, and I will update you guys later. Hello, I need to update really quick. I've been listening to, I'm having Alexa read it to me while I'm doing things, and this book kind of completely took another turn that I did not think, because I did not read the synopsis for this book, and so it's kind of surprising that she is, well, she's trying to seduce the man who captured her, and he's very drawn to her, and because she's trying to do anything she can to escape, but I think they're both like catching feelings for each other. I think he's really trying to fight it, but he's very drawn to her. She's not just like a regular woman. She's very feisty and pushes back against him, and he's very drawn to that. So anyway, I just read the synopsis, and it does say in the synopsis that her husband, Priest, and his name is Ashley, the guy who captured her, they are going to fight. She ends up being in the middle of them while they each fight for her protection. Right now, her plan is to seduce him, so that way she can claim to be pregnant by him, so she will not, basically they won't put her to death if she has his baby. So anyway, she's doing what she can to survive, but I feel like this is going to be a love triangle, and I love triangles. I haven't read one in a long time, so it's very interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. welcome to, I think it's the 5th day of the Historical Romance Readathon. I did not update yesterday because I was at my friend's house all day while my boys were in school, and I didn't read anything today, yesterday, except for like just a tiny little bit last night. So today I am hoping to get more read. It's Friday, so I'm home, and my boys stayed home from school today. I just wanted to get on here and update you guys. I think the last time I updated was I was reading Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin, and I did finish that on Wednesday. I stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning to finish it because I loved it so much. It's totally a 5-star read for me. So far it's my favorite read of this readathon. I just enjoyed it so much. So kind of the last where I left off updating was that she was captured by a guy who works for the British Navy, and they start to fall in love with each other even though she is married. And so it kind of becomes a love triangle where she is in love with 2 men. And I'm not going to say any more than that because I definitely do not want to spoil anything for anybody about this book. But I loved it so much. I love the way it turned out. I love what, you know, I just love the book so much. I should have read it before now. I just have always kind of put historical romances on the back burner, and so you know, I'll get to them later. But this one was so fantastic. It's very dark, and I just loved it. I absolutely loved what happened in the book, and I gave it 5 stars. So the next book that I'm picking up is Never Seduce a Scot by Maya Banks. I've read one other book by Maya Banks before, and I really enjoyed it, and I think I'll really enjoy this one too. This is about a girl. She is a daughter of like a laird in Scotland, and her clan and the heroes' clans are kind of at war with each other, and the king doesn't want there to be any wars going on. He wants there to be peace, so he orders her to marry the laird of the other clan. But everybody thinks she is daft, and you know, because she is deaf and she cannot hear. So yeah, that is pretty much the premise for this book. It's kind of a forced arranged marriage between the two, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've kind of read this trope before in Annie's Song by Katherine Anderson, and I really enjoyed that one, and so I think I'm going to really enjoy this one as well. Hi everybody, it is the end of the readathon. The last day was yesterday, so this is Monday, and I'm filming this final, you know, wrap up to let you guys know what I thought about the rest of the books that I read during the readathon. I didn't film anything yesterday because we just were super busy. I think the last where I left off was when I was reading, or was beginning to read, Never Seduce a Scot by Maya Banks, and I read that. I finished it and I totally loved it. I rated it 5 stars. I just adored this book so much. So she is deaf. She had an accident. She fell off a horse that she can no longer hear, and her family thinks she is daft. And because she has led them to believe this, to escape a horrible arranged marriage where he had like basically promised to abuse her, and she wanted to escape that, and until the king declared that she had to marry their enemy clan, and it's like their rival, and so she has to marry him so they can forge an alliance between the 2 clans. And of course they were totally opposed to this in the beginning, but he soon learned that she's more intelligent than, you know, he's led to believe, And then he discovers that she's deaf, that she simply cannot hear, that she has taught herself to read lips, and they fall in love with each other. There is a part where he has to go rescue her. She's taken, and I love that when a protective, you know, hero has to go rescue his girl. It's just, oh, so sweetie. So anyway, I read this one. I loved this so much. I rated it 5 stars, and then I had I finished it on Saturday, and I was kind of going back and forth between, you know, just picking something, you know, up for, you know, stopping the readathon there. But I looked on my Kindle. There was 1 day left. I knew I had to read something short. So I looked on my Kindle of books that I have downloaded for free in the past, and I found one. It's like a Western historical romance, and it was kind of short. So I picked it up. It is Landry's Back in Town by Margery Scot. I think it's what the author is. And this one I rated 3 stars. I possibly could rate it 2, but I'm generous with 3. It was okay. It was like a solid story, but it's a clean romance, which is just not for me anymore. It's basically a woman who lives in this town. She's single. She lives off of her grandfather's inheritance, so she doesn't have to marry. And she helps volunteer in this orphanage where she helps them take care of the children. And she is attacked one night on her way home. She's walking home, and this man jumps in and saves her from the attacker. And the man just so happens to be, he's like recently moved back into town. He grew up there, but he's been in prison for the last 3 years, and everybody looks down upon him for what happened. And this was their romance. It was okay. I didn't really care about them at all. I didn't really care about the story. I just kind of read it to read it, and I will not be picking any more up in the series. So that was the last book that I read for the Historical Romance Readathon. I did get a bingo on the bingo board, so that was exciting. And I ended up reading 5 books for the readathon, which is pretty great, especially for me here lately that I've only been wanting to physically read. I'm super proud of myself. I think I had a very successful readathon. And this is where I tell you goodbye. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you participated in the readathon and what you read. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.